Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Visibility Show. I'm your host, Melissa Groom, and I'm here today with my very special guest, Christine Innes, who is the host of the Corporate Escapist TV and podcast and editor-in-chief for the Corporate Escapist magazine. So welcome, Christine.
Thank you so much for having me here today, lovely. So excited.
And congratulations on the launch of your magazine, which you've just had last week. That's such a fantastic achievement. I've seen you go from strength to strength since working with you in the Videopreneur School. Everything that you could possibly do to grow your profile, you've actually implemented and actioned, and you have achieved such a phenomenal success in such a short time. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and say well done.
Oh, thank you so much. Honestly, it really means so much to me. And, you sort of took me under your wing and, gave me all this advice. And I think we were just talking about before, it really is that, people can give you so much information, but you actually have to do it for it to actually work.
Yeah. And so tell me about the Corporate Escapist TV and where did this all start? Tell me a little bit about your story. And then for those of you who are watching or maybe watching the replay, I want you to stick around because there's opportunities here for you to really grow your profile and get yourself positioned as a leader in your industry with all of the platforms that Christine offers you. So over to you, Christine.
Oh, thank you so much. So I worked in the corporate world for 20 plus years, and then 5 years ago, literally hit rock bottom. I was very unwell, got diagnosed with 2 life-changing illnesses, about to leave a very toxic marriage, about to file for bankruptcy. I was literally sleeping on my parents' couch, and I sort of went on a self-discovery journey for me of where I wanted to take my life and really change it. And I always say that, all of those things that happened, I would never change it for the world because it's changed my life around and allowed me to create it to what it is today. And then I started on the sort of the coaching journey because people were starting to see my life change and they wanted to know where it was. And then I was introduced to you, and it really then sort of allowed me to sort of take the business into a new direction and sort of like, well, how can I stand out and be something different, but be able to really spread my message? And the message is all about, it's not about saying how corporate world is bad. It's more about how you can find your passion and really live life to the fullest. And you can do that in the corporate world, or you can go and do that by working for yourself. And there's so many different opportunities, and a lot of it is just about how to learn from all of that from other people. And we talked quite a lot about stories and how that really allows people to connect on such a greater level. So the Corporate Escapist TV show sort of started, and I literally just put out a post and started interviewing people from all around the world. And as I got the feedback, I sort of got this sort of inkling that, okay, this is really something, that there's so many people out there that have escaped corporate, and it's not always a smooth ride that we go down when we go into being an entrepreneur or starting your business, or, you might have a little side hustle on the side. So I really wanted to bring those stories to life and talk about it. But in addition to that is sort of go behind and get to know the person behind the business, so that it allows them to sort of share their stories so that people can connect on such a more deeper level. And then realized that those stories were so powerful, so turned that into a podcast. And within a week, we were picked up by Spotify, Google, and Apple, so the 3 major platforms, which was really exciting. And earlier this year, I was doing a meditation, so I love a little bit of woo-woo, and it came to me that I needed to start a magazine. And it was like, oh my goodness, you don't know anything about magazines, you don't know what you're doing, but I just thought, okay, I'm just going to do it. I've done all of this so far, and it's working, and there's obviously a strong message with it. So we launched the magazine last week, and like really incredible response. So it's a global magazine, so we have people from Canada, the US, Australia already featured in our first issue, and it's already been downloaded. I think like it was Ireland and Canada, the US, the UK, New Zealand. So it is an international magazine, which is really exciting.
That is awesome. And so I just want to ask you, because it takes massive courage to do everything that you've done, to do a TV show, a podcast, a magazine. I mean, what went through your mind, even, you know, starting a TV show, you know, like with no experience before in doing video or having that film production? Like, did you have doubts about whether this was going to work, or who am I to do that? And what did you do to overcome those things that were in your mind?
Yeah, all of that and so much more. I sort of like, it's that Mingo voice that sort of sits there and it just like tells you all the things that you shouldn't be doing, or who are you, and you know, you're no expert, and who's going to listen to you with it. But the biggest thing is, I really came back to say that I'm coming from a place of service. So I took myself out of the picture as such, because even though I was the front and center of it, but it was about me spreading the message out there. And that message, that why, that, you know, the passion as to what I have, it was so much bigger than, I guess, all about me. And it was removing my own ego, my own insecurities and self-doubts from it, and actually just going, okay, well, if I can help one person, if I can connect with one person that resonates with this story, then that is so much more worthwhile than opposed to me not doing anything about it.
Yes, yes, very good. So that's exactly the same as how I just continue to do my work too. And my daily mantra is, who can I serve and how can I serve them? You know, and so when you have those days of imposter syndrome, you know, who am I to do this? You think about the people that you can help, that are struggling right now, that are going through difficult times, and know that you know, if it helps one person, then it's absolutely worth doing it. But you're absolutely helping way more than one person. You've got an amazing community. I've loved watching all of the women who have surrounded you to support you in this journey. And it is about collaboration and finding people who will support you and lift you up, and you know, share your things, and you know, help you out with advice and all that along the way. So you know, I know from working with you, Christine, you will go out of your way to support and help people. And I think that comes back, you know, in bucket loads, you know, and it not always from the same place that you gave, and you give without expectation of getting back. And that's a really different place of, okay, I'm giving you something, so I'm expecting something back, you know.
And I think that the biggest thing is that what I decided was to actually make this more of a community, so that, you know, we're all sharing our stories and then we can all connect with one of people. So, you know, even when people have come on the show, and I've been really blessed that it is, you know, men and women. And it's really great to see that men are really starting to step up and to really saying, hey, you know, like, I don't have to do the normal 9 to 5, you know, to support my family. I can do what I want to do and, you know, still be quite successful as well. But, you know, it is also about that community. It's about, you know, really nourishing each other and, you know, connecting other people. So, you know, somebody might come on and go, oh, I need to talk to somebody about that. And then automatically I'm like, oh, you need to connect with so-and-so who I've interviewed before, or, you know, spoken to, and really start to gather that whole sort of community that we're there to support one another. And it just creates this beautiful ripple effect around the world as well.
Yeah. And you left the corporate world and pursued working for yourself. But for other people, you know, I know when I was in the corporate world working in accounting, that I did a lot of stuff on the side, you know, at night, in my holidays, on the weekends, all that sort of stuff. So I know that you do coaching for people who, you know, are still in the corporate world and may want to transition and do something else, or have already transitioned. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that, the coaching that you do with people?
Yeah, I've got an incredible 12-week one-to-one program. It's called the Empower Her program. And it really is about, you know, stepping people out. So I say you go from your corporate mess to the empowered best. So we really work on mindset. We work on values. We look towards sort of the future stuff of where you actually want to go, and help you sort of create like an exit plan, so that you've got this passion that you have, this desire of a business that you want to do. And we actually can work out how we can actually make it for you viable, so that you can actually then step out from the corporate world into your own business.
Excellent. That sounds incredible. So I know too, you know, there is so much to learn in having your own business. And so how did you deal with all of these technology and all the things that you had to learn? I mean, do you have a team behind you, or have you done all this yourself?
To start off with, it's all been me. And the last couple of months, I've been very fortunate. I've been able to bring on a team member, and probably in the next couple of months, we'll bring on somebody else as well. But, you know, the biggest thing I'll first of all say to everyone is that you need to be kind to yourself, because if you're not, then everything is going to become so overwhelming with it. But YouTube is going to be your best friend, because there is so many how-to videos out there. You know, use Google, use YouTube, you know, connect with other people, and don't actually be afraid to ask other people, or how have you done it? Because people have given me access to apps or access to, you know, different platforms that you would never have known about, and most of them are free. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to get yourself started as well. So ask the questions, you know, check on YouTube, you know, have a look on Google. But if you surround yourself with a really great tribe of people that have, you know, started their own business, and, you know, they're the people that you want to ask those questions to, because they're going to be filled with so much information. And I can guarantee you that I would say 99% of the people are willing to share so much of their stories of what things that they've learnt from, or, you know, even the pitfalls, you know, of what apps or things don't use, or what's working for them in business at the moment.
Yes, and I think, like, well, this video thumbnail or this image behind me, I've created in Canva. I'm not a graphic designer, although I do have an amazing graphic designer when I need artwork for magazines and things like that. But I thought I'd give it a try. You know, I don't have much luck on Canva, but I'm quite happy with the background I've made. And so that's just an example of a free resource, which is fantastic, where you can create your own images for social media, or your video thumbnails, or your backgrounds for your videos. But a lot of people come to me and say, oh, is there a fast way to learn this? If there was a fast way of being a successful business owner, then we'd all be there. But you know, you have to go through the challenges, the things that pull your hair out. Like my partner said to me the other night, he said, you have to work with your strengths. Like, not everyone's good at video. And I said, yes, I do understand that. I do believe we should work with our strengths. But you know, in the beginning when I was doing video, it was very clunky, and I would get on and I would be like a stiff robotic. It just was awful. But it took hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos for me to get comfortable. And I put it out there, even though it was clunky, because if you just don't put it out there and you don't get started, then you just never will, you know. And so that's what I love about you, Christine, is that you have just launched your TV show, you've launched your podcast, you've launched the magazine, and as we grow, we can implement, as we get more resources, as we get more money in, as we grow our team, we can then add some more bells and whistles and you know, all those sorts of things behind that. So I just want to congratulate you and just say how proud I am, and that you are an amazing role model for other women and men, you know, who perhaps don't want to go back to their corporate life, or they want to escape the corporate life, which is exactly why you did, because you wanted to find balance in your life. You wanted to have the freedom to work when you wanted. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs have this creative side in them that if they don't use that, they could actually get depressed. I've actually seen it in some of my family. If they're not using their creativity, they can just sort of, it really drains you. And so you're using your creativity. That's one of the things I love about being an entrepreneur, is that we can choose what we do, when we do it, who we do it with, and it's just so much fun, along with all the challenges, of course, that we have. But yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I really think what you said there before about finding your strengths, because, you know, there's so many things that I'm still learning. And, you know, like, I know numbers are, you know, doing the accounting is not my strength. So the first thing was, I need to go find somebody that can help me in that area. But work on your strengths. And I think that when you can do that, but even though the things that we feel that we're not strong with, actually ask other people around you, because you probably don't even realize the amount of your strengths, or areas that you feel that you're not confident in, that it is actually projecting off out to other people as well. So I would actually check in with people, and even just ask them, well, what do you think I'm really good at? What are the 3 characteristics that would best describe me? Because they're the things that are going to actually add to you as well, and allows you, I love what you say, allows you to shine bright, because they're the things that people are going to be attracted to you. That is actually what's going to allow you to shine and allow your business to grow even more.
Yes, and although I'm very big on video, and I think even introverts can do videos and they can be very successful, and it takes time to be comfortable in front of the camera. But what I love, I guess, about the platform that you're offering people today is they've got the opportunity to go on the TV show or podcast or in the magazine. So there's 3 different areas. You can do all 3, or if you're not comfortable on camera, you could go for the article or something like that. But my advice to you, if people buy you, they don't buy your products and services. So the more you can get comfortable in front of the camera and being interviewed by others is one of the best ways that you can start getting comfortable in front of the camera, because you really forget that when you're sitting there by yourself looking at the camera, it's really weird. and it is, it's a struggle to talk to a black dot, but when you are with someone and you're having a conversation, the more you do it, the more it becomes second nature, and the more you can then go off and do your own videos to showcase your knowledge and expertise. But thank you so much for joining us today on the corporate to promote your opportunities with the Corporate Escapist TV podcast and magazine. Is there anything else you want to add to our viewers watching today?
Look, if anyone is interested in appearing in the magazine, on the TV show and the podcast, they can go and check out the Corporate Escapists. A link is on my personal website, which is www.christine-innes.com, and there's a link to the Corporate Escapists as well. So you can check out the first magazine and see how we feature you, and then there's obviously links into the TV shows. But I just want to say thank you so much, because your help and support has really been able to help me launch to where I am as well. So it really means the world to me. So thank you so much, Mel.
You're welcome. It's been an absolute pleasure watching you just shine bright like a diamond, like as I say. To our viewers, thank you for tuning in. I'll put Christine's link to her website underneath, and a link to her Facebook page as well. Go and support her, be part of this amazing community, and connect with people out there who are here to support you and help you to grow your business. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time on the Visibility Show, and remember to shine bright, because the world needs you.